Oh, hi everybody. My name is Christoph. I'm going to be hosting the Saturday support call today on Sundays because I wasn't available yesterday. I hope you can hear me okay with my mic. Can you give me a little feedback? Okay, thanks. So, yes, there's a yes from Lisa in the chat. Thanks, Lisa. So, I think we are going to start with a group release. So, on the Sunday evening for us in Europe, or on the Sunday morning for the people in America, or for whatever the time is for the people in between, could you just simply allow yourself to just sit back and be? And then could you just simply allow yourself to notice any tendency to want to make anything more important than just being, or something more important than just being? And then could you just simply welcome or allow or notice or just be in touch with whatever that brings up inside of you, whatever topic, issue, thought, or feeling, memory, emotion. As best you can, could you just simply allow that to be here and now? And then could you welcome or notice or allow for any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? And if there is, notice too, any underlying tendency of the wanting to control, approval, security, separation, oneness that may be stirred up by that or come along the way. And then could you also notice or welcome or allow any appearance that any of that is personal, that it identifies how it is, or who you are, or how it seems to be, or how it is related to you. And if you don't go into the memory for a second, if you don't focus on the body-mind for a second, can you actually find the one who had or has that belief, or that memory, or that issue? What is left? What is remaining? What is remaining if there is no memory? Yet allowing for any kind of memory. Could you just become a little bit more aware of that, which allows for any kind of memory? It doesn't need any memory in order to be. Let's repeat this process one more time from the top. So, could you just simply allow yourself to be? And then could you notice any tendency or wanting to make anything more important than just being in this moment? Any issue, thought, feeling, or emotion that seems more meaningful than what you are? That's distracting somehow your interest from that which you are. And then could you just simply welcome or allow for whatever that brings up inside? Whatever thought, feeling, memory, or reason this might be. And then could you welcome to any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? And could you welcome or allow too any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, oneness? And could you also welcome or notice or allow any sense that this is personal about you or who you are, or them and who they are, or it and how it appears to be? And if you don't go into the memory for a second or focus on the body mind, can you actually find the one who had that issue, thought, feeling, or reason or emotion? What can you find instead? What can you find if no thought and no feeling could ever be the answer? I mean, you can come back to any thought and feeling whenever you want, but just check, just for now, what is there remaining without any of that? And just for now, could you just simply allow yourself to be a little bit more interested into that, which just simply is, which is allowing for anything, it doesn't need anything in order to be. And then could you just simply allow yourself to be? And let's do this process one more time. Could you just simply welcome or allow any opposition to just simply be? Could you welcome anything that comes to mind that seems to be more important than just being? And then could you just really allow yourself to be in touch with that? You don't have to change it or make it bigger or live it or relive it. But could you just be in touch with that opposition to just being? And then could you also welcome or notice any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this that's inherent to that, or coming up with that? And if there is, notice also any underlying wanting, any wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness, or even more than one wanting. Doesn't have to be identified in all detail. And then could you welcome or notice or allow to any sense that's personal about you or them or how it appears to be? And if you don't go into the memory or focus on the body mind for a second, can you actually find the one who believed or had that issue or reason or thought or feeling? What can you find? I mean, there may be thoughts, feelings, issues, but beyond the memory, what is there remaining without any of that? Aware yet unaffected. What are these words pointing to? And then could you just simply allow yourself to be a little more interested into that? Could you be aware of yourself, of your true self, as best you can? And then could you just simply allow yourself with the capital S to be? Would you just simply allow yourself, your true self, to be, if you could? And when would you do that? So, everybody, I do open the floor to questions, sharing, and assistance. Any questions related to the Sedona method and releasing in general? Any sharing gains or insights that's always helpful for others? Or any resolutions that came after releasing? As well as any request for assistance. So if there's a request for a one-on-one release or for a group release, so please let me know now.
Hi, Christoph. I would.
Ronnie, you can speak up if you want. Please unmute.
I thought somebody else was first speaking before me. Am I right?
Hi,
Or
can you speak up?
okay. I thought that
I hear anything right
somebody else
now?
was speaking before I was raising my hand. Okay. But can you hear
Something
me?
my volume. Now I got you.
Can you hear me or not?
Now I
Yeah?
have sound. Yes, there wasn't any
Okay.
sound on my laptop, but now it's there. Okay.
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 Just
But
be
please start from the beginning.
okay, that's good. Just before I raised my hand, somebody else was speaking, but I don't know how it was, but
Oh, okay.
okay. Um, but I think he will come back or she will come back. Um, I want to share some gains because uh, I got the job that I wanted
Good.
by
Congrats.
releasing, and that feels good.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think life in general feels good
Yes.
by releasing also.
Oh, perfect.
Um, where I maybe can get some assistance is by what I'm just am now is being in the now. But what I find out is that if I just speak with the other persons, with other people, um, how to say that? It it normally feels that, for instance, I am free, so I can just speak with other persons, but it
Mhm.
it it feels like there's how to say that? There's some fence summoned by the other people if I just speak with them. I don't know.
Was there some offense or what was the word?
There's some fence.
Ah, like a
So
fence. Okay.
there's
Like a
yeah,
wall, something like that.
yeah,
Something in
like a wall.
between.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
something like a wall. Yeah,
Uh-huh. And how does it feel now? Is there a feeling about this right now?
yeah. Yeah, something that I'm just carrying with me, but it's only someone as my feeling. That's true.
So is there any wanting to change this or any wanting to figure that out why it's there?
Yeah, those two things that you say.
Yes.
So figuring out and also changing. Yeah.
And can you identify any wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness that's connected to that?
Yeah. I think almost all of them.
Then can you also welcome any sense that's personal about you or them?
Yes, that also.
Yes. And then as best you can, could you just allow that experience to be as it was?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can.
And then could you just be open to the possibility that the true nature of us doesn't need or has such a wall or fence or borderline or something like that.
Yeah,
Yet our bodies may have the appearance of a skin, which may look like a border,
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's
and
true. Yeah.
inside and outside the body.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm getting is just to be like child. So
Yes.
mm,
And how does it feel now? How are you now?
it's better, but can you maybe do one more round?
Okay. So could you just welcome the possibility that our true nature doesn't have or doesn't need any kind of wall or fence or border or borderline, that it is the same inside and outside, whatever perspective we just have in the moment?
Yes, I can.
Does it actually end at your skin? Or does it end before the skin of the other person?
No, if I look in awareness, then it doesn't.
Mhm. And could you just allow yourself to be beyond that, beyond walls, beyond fences, yet allowing for them in the physical world,
Yes, I can.
yet allowing for thoughts about them?
Yes, I can allow that also.
Let's do this again. Could you just simply allow yourself to be open to the possibility that the true nature, or that your true nature or truth, doesn't need any kind of fence or wall or border or borderline, that it doesn't end on anybody's skin or begin on anybody's skin, that it is inside the body and outside the body, that it is inside the mind and outside the mind.
Yes, I can.
And then could you just simply allow for fences and walls in the physical, even for the skin? And could you also allow yourself to have thoughts about that? But
Yes, I can.
could you also allow yourself to be that which is aware to, yet unaffected by that?
Yes, I can feel it.
Mhm. Are you okay
Thank you.
for now? Yes,
Yes, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay. So who else? Any ideas for a group release or group release on freedom, says Lisa in the chat. Sounds like a good idea. So in this moment, could you just simply allow yourself to welcome or allow for the freedom that you already are? And then could you also notice any tendency to want to figure that out or any opposition to that? And could you just simply allow yourself to be in touch with whatever thought or feeling that question just brings up inside of you? Even with the space, if there is. It doesn't have to be full of thought and feeling in order to do the exercise. You don't have to create any for that. And then could you welcome any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? Any wanting to get rid of it, any wanting to figure it out, any wanting to change it, any wanting to understand it, any wanting security, any wanting approval, disapproval, any wanting separation, oneness. And then could there also be welcomed or notice the sense that this is personal about you or who you are, that it means something about anybody or anything. And then could you just simply allow yourself to stretch beyond that? Could you just leave that behind or beyond? And could you just allow yourself to welcome up the freedom that you are, the freedom that is right here, right now, the freedom that is allowing for everything, anything, yet unaffected by that. The freedom that never can be challenged by any experience. And then could you just simply allow yourself to check again what is between you and the freedom that you are, or what for you represents freedom? What's between you and freedom? What separates you from freedom? Or what appears to unite you with freedom? And could you just simply welcome or allow for whatever that brings up inside? Could you really allow it to be here? And then notice any wanting to fix it, to change it, to understand it, to reject it, to get rid of it, to figure it out. Any and all wanting to control, any wanting approval, disapproval, any liking or disliking, any wanting security or insecurity, any wanting to get it done, or end it all, any wanting to be separate or one from or with that. And then could you also notice or welcome, could also be the sense welcomed that it is person about you or them, or how it appears to be, or how it is related to anyone or anything. And then could you just simply give yourself the freedom to stretch beyond that as best you can? Or with other words, could you just simply welcome the freedom that's actually here now? Freedom that's allowing for any kind of experience. Yet is completely unaffected by that. Could you just simply welcome or allow yourself to be the freedom that you are? Could you even allow for the freedom that you have? Could you welcome any opposition to freedom? And then could you welcome freedom itself? Might be a feeling representing it, might be the awareness itself, might be a good thought, a good feeling, happiness or bliss. And again, could you welcome any resistance or opposition to freedom here now? And then could you just simply welcome the freedom that's here now instead? The flow, the abundance, the unshakable freedom that you are. And could you notice any remaining opposition or resistance to freedom? Any reason why there shouldn't be freedom right here, right now? And then could you welcome freedom itself? Could you notice the freedom that's actually here now? As best you can. And could you even stretch a little more? Could there only be freedom here now? Could there only be a decision for nothing or no one, merely? Just for now. Okay, so I hope, Lisa, you are okay with that group release. Okay, good. She wrote, thank you. So, who else? Anybody has any questions or any desire for assistance or any request for another group release? Or is there any sharing gains?
Hey,
Lex?
Christoph.
Hi.
I have gains to share.
Okay.
I well, one of them is my mother's gains, actually. I have talked to her about the Sedona method
Yes.
on quite a number of occasions. And she's been interested, but never pursued it, and that was fine. Because really I was just talking about my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
But Hale had the Body and Beyond for free last weekend or the weekend before. And so I just sent her a note and said, hey, you know, this program's out there, it's free if you want to use it. And so she started it and she was pretty impressed, but she felt like it was a little over her head. So now she is working through the 4-in-1 super course. And she just sent me this text this morning.
Yes.
She takes this medication that has been causing her an enormous amount of trouble. But she really, I mean, if she doesn't take the medication, she'll die, you know.
Yes.
And so she has just been working through the course, and she said yesterday she did some releases, and the nausea that has been plaguing her went away entirely, and she's
Good.
just feeling really happy and enthusiastic or optimistic about it.
Yes. Great
Um,
game.
yeah, and I mean, it's just amazing
And
stuff.
for such a short period of using the method.
Yeah, yeah. And also, you know, she said, okay, and now I'm gonna release on wanting to have that happen every day. You know, like, so she totally gets it. It's just fantastic.
Great.
So I'm so happy for her gains. And
Yes.
and I've just been having, I haven't had any, like, you know, life shaking, but I've just been having a lot of those little, like, things that seemed like they might be troublesome, and then actually it turned out to be wonderful, and you know, people were happy and friendly, and I've had that. It would take me an hour to tell the whole story because there's so many of them, but you know, it's just like the little
We got
day to day. Yeah, but it's just the little day to day things that, you know, instead of an errand being burdensome and lengthy and feeling like a waste of time, except I really had to do it. I just do the thing, and I'm like, oh, and I arrived at the perfect time, and everyone was happy, and
Yes.
all the just even in surprising ways. And that's been going on a lot for several days, and it just
Sure.
makes it easier to get out of bed. You know, because something nice and surprising will happen. So so it's been
If you
great.
know how to release your emotion, it's always easier.
Yes, yes. So so
Mm.
that's all. I just wanted to share the gains.
Thank you. That's nice. So, who else? Anybody has any gains or any request for releasing assistance or any questions related to the Sedona method?
I'm trying to find the, oh,
Arik?
Eric, okay.
Arik, can you unmute?
Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good. So I wanted to share a gain, and then I wanted to ask for some assistance.
Mhm.
So over the last 30 days, I did the effortless creation
Good.
course,
Mhm.
and I did it on my marriage. And
Yes.
it was interesting because I had some like codependent tendencies with my spouse. And so I didn't tell my wife that I was going to do it, but I told my younger brother. And I normally don't feel a lot, but yesterday my wife was at work
Yes.
and I noticed that like I missed her.
Yes.
And it was so awesome because for so long I was spending so much time thinking about what I should be doing in my marriage.
Mhm.
But now it's like, now I feel like doing it. And there was just so many different ways that Hale took us through explorations in that
Oh,
course, and it's just been so awesome.
yes.
And like And I also, you know, I told my wife I would do some releasing about finding a new job, and I forgot to do it. And I found a new job anyways.
Great.
Yeah, so it's been awesome.
Yes.
And then yesterday, like I was thinking about one of my friends, and it's like even I was feeling like I wasn't even releasing on like finding new friendships, but like I forgot how excited I was to have friends. And
Mhm.
it's just I'm really opening up a lot inside, and it's a really good. And then so that's that. So what I would like assistance with is
Yes.
sometimes like when I release, I do feel better,
Mhm.
and then the mind comes in right behind it, and it's like, all right, you feel better. What now? And it's like, what? So like what I'm looking for assistance with is feeling better is great, but for some reason the mind doesn't seem satisfied with feeling better, even though I do think that like feeling better in the moment is a
Yes.
whole lot better than suffering while waiting for whatever I think would be better to change.
Yes. So isn't that what the mind always is doing, or often is doing, giving us the worst cases or the worst ideas, or trying to, giving us on one hand the worst idea and then the perfect idea, and then they fight with each other and in order to entertain itself or maintain itself?
Mm.
Can you just see that as a tendency of mind? And can you also be open to the possibility that you are not dead? That you are just aware of that? And even if the content of the mind, of the thoughts, look personal, look from like derived from life or from your life, you just can let that go. Or even you can allow for that, or you can watch that, or you can be aware of that. And could you also be open to the possibility that it can dissolve by itself? Can you give it all to releasing? Or can you allow it all to release? And no fear, you don't lose your memory because of that. You still can remember whenever is required to remember.
Mm.
But then the mind is not accessing so much of your energy, of your attention. So, Arik, how are you now? How does it feel now for you?
It feels a lot more open
Mhm.
because I was taking it personal. I thought the
Yes,
fact I was still wanting to control the mind.
yes.
And
Yes,
I thought that because it was still doing it, I thought it was telling me something about myself. But when I went to look for the person that it was about, there was nobody there for it to be about.
yes. Yes, you can change that.
There's no, there's nobody here.
And you find the one who is that about.
No, there's
Um,
nobody here. I was just controlling a memory.
yeah,
I was looking in something that doesn't exist anymore.
yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
And now I know that I don't have to expect it to happen. Even if the mind said it's going to happen, this release that I do want it to be the last one.
You can just be open to the possibility that it unfolds differently or better than the mind is telling you, or more perfect than it looks like in mind.
That's perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you, Alec. So there's one more hand, Evelyn.
Yeah,
Can you
hi.
hear? Hi.
Hi. Mm, I have a lot on my plate at the moment. Kind of difficult situation. Something's echoing. It's kind of weird.
Maybe
And
my
I
mic.
just feel very tense, and I'd like to release on that tension.
Okay. So could you allow yourself to appear as tense as you do for a second?
Mm-hmm.
And notice any tendency to want to change that stuckness or that feeling tense.
Mm-hmm.
And then could you just simply allow yourself to be as relaxed and at ease as you are or as you can be? And then could you allow yourself to appear as tense or as dark or as heavy as you do? And then could you allow yourself to be at ease or as light-filled and as joyous as you are or as you can be? And could you allow yourself to appear as tense and as dark and as heavy as you are? And notice any wanting to fix or change that or get rid of it or release it. And then could you allow yourself to be as light or at ease or joyful as you can be, as you are already? And could you allow yourself to appear as tense or as dark or as heavy as much as you do? And then could you allow yourself to be at ease or as relaxed or as joyful as you can be or as you are already? And could you allow for whatever darkness or heaviness there is, or for whatever tension there is in the body-mind? And then could you also allow or welcome or notice the ease or the flow or the relaxation which feels lightful or life or at ease. That which just simply isn't dark and heavy.
Mm.
So, Evelyn, how are you doing now?
I feel less tense and
Mhm.
reached sort of a point of peace.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And could you just allow that to expand throughout your day, throughout the rest of your day, even after the call?
Um, I'm in Germany too, so so I'm gonna go to sleep in about an hour.
That's not true for however long the time is,
Pardon?
for however long the time or period is.
Okay.
You have a lot of the day.
I'm just telling you. I'm like, okay. That much left of the day today.
Don't forget about it tomorrow morning.
Yes, no, I already transported it to the Monday. Monday is important. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Okay, everybody. So, any more requests from anybody? Ronnie did unmute. Did you have something, Ronnie?
Yeah, I was thinking since maybe we can do a group release on
Yes.
that we can have and do everything because we're everything, but the only thing that's uh, between it is our mind.
Mhm. Yes, we can do that.
Thanks.
Okay. So somehow it's relating or appears to be related to the freedom release or to most of the other releases we did today. So in this moment, could you just simply welcome what's between you and achieving in life, or having or being or doing in life whatever you want to have, be, or do in or with your life? Could you just simply welcome whatever opposition or resistance there is to having, being, or doing whatever you want to have, be, or do? And then could you just simply welcome or allow for whatever that brings up inside of you? Whatever thought or feeling, opposition, reason. And then notice any wanting to do anything with that. Any wanting to change it, to fix it, get rid of it, reject it. As well as any underlying wanting, control, approval, security, separation, oneness. And notice or welcome to any sense that's personal or appearing about them or it, how it seems to be. And then could you just let go of wanting to believe that again as best you can? And then could you just simply welcome or allow or open to unlimited possibilities of having, doing, or being whatever you want to have, be, or do in or with your life. Could you just welcome your unlimited potential? Your unlimited power to create whatever you want. And then could you also notice any remaining resistance to that? That you shouldn't have, be, or do that. That you are not good enough. Maybe that you're too old enough. That you did not have enough experience. Whatever the reason might be. Against having or being or doing for the best and highest good in your life. And then could you let go of wanting to believe that again? And could you just simply welcome unlimited possibilities instead? Could you welcome the flow? Could you welcome your unlimited ability to have, be, or do, or to create whatever you want to have, be, or do? And also notice any unrealistic tendency, anything that the mind is giving you, is shooting or trying to make about this. And then could you just let that be as it was? Could you let the mind be as it was? And notice your own knowingness, your own intuition. Could you allow knowingness or intuition to decide whatever you want to have, be, or do in your life? Could you even allow intuition or knowingness to infuse the mind with new information, or with the information that's correct for the flow, for positive or perfect outcome? And could you just simply allow yourself to have, be, or do unlimited possibilities in your life? Could you access your unlimited potential to create whatever you want to have, be, or do in your life? And if there's some resistance in the way, could you notice that anything that's in the way to creating whatever you want to have, be, or do is just there in order to release? It's just stuff to let go of. So you can truly access your knowingness and your intuition in order to know what to create. And as you already know what to create, in order to have, be, or do whatever you want in your life. And it doesn't have to be that visible always. You don't have to plague yourself with having to have a vision. Could you also be open to the possibility that that could be quite spontaneous? Or that maybe some parts are premeditated and some parts are not. And again, could you welcome your unlimited potential to create? Could you welcome knowingness? Could you welcome intuition? Could you welcome creativity? Could you welcome your goodwill? And your unlimited power to have, be, or do whatever you want to have, be, or do in your life. And could you just simply rest in the knowing that everything is unfolding as it should be? Okay. So, Ronnie, did I catch the sense
get
of you
everything.
wanted
Thank
to
you.
address? Yes, perfect.
Yes, totally great. Thank you.
Thank you, likewise. So everybody, let's say bye-bye. And you can unmute if you wish to. So bye everybody for today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
Bye,
very
Thank
much.
everyone.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Have a nice
Wonderful.
week,
Thank you.
everybody. Bye. Take care.